Hi folks, before we properly get into this video about this communist Gláeddyvist, I want to bring your attention to something that I think is rather important. A good friend of the channel, the Academic Agent, who in the past has invited me onto live streams on his channel, along with showing some support and utter vitriol towards the channel, is currently under some financial difficulty. His livelihood is currently under attack by people who show love and kindness when it comes to signalling, but their actions show the exact opposite. So if you would be so kind as to follow the link at the top of the description and donate what you can to help the friend of the channel. As you probably know by now, this channel is fundamentally for free speech, and cancelling people from their jobs for whatever reason, for whatever they said, is absolutely immoral to the highest degree. Showing your support through donating to the Academic Agent would mean a lot to me, and I'm sure to him as well. But you came here to laugh at a Gláeddyvist, so it's time to move on to that. Sasha Johnson. That is the name of the black woman who has been in the semi-viral video that came out this week on Twitter. The video that we shall go through now.
Why do you think kneeling on a man's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds wouldn't kill him?
I can show you a video now.
That's a legal hold, by the way.
I'll show you.
Listen, you just need to shut up, man. You're a coon. You just need to shut up.
Yes, if you don't recognise the video now, then no matter. We are going to go through the whole thing. But as you can see, this woman is the pinnacle of intellectual debate by asking a question in an incredibly emotional way. Why don't you think that kneeling on someone's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, i.e. the exact amount of time it took for George Floyd to die, wouldn't kill a man? And I think it's a good time to introduce who Sasha Johnson actually is. She is the leader of Black Lives Matter Oxford. And I have been told for ages that I don't fully understand Black Lives Matter, and that individuals within Black Lives Matter do not represent the movement. Well, I am afraid to say that the best way to see how a group is represented is through its leaders. And Sasha Johnson, being the leader of Black Lives Matter Oxford, should give me a good impression of what Black Lives Matters Oxford is all about. So let's listen on within this intellectual debate.
Someone threaten me some more.
Get angry and threaten you some more.
Yeah.
I promise you, I don't threaten you, I promise you.
Promise, okay.
So come out there. Let's live through the promise. Come out there, let's live through the promise.
Come on.
Come out there and we'll live through the promise. I can promise you now.
Come on.
Come out there and we live it through.
Okay, dude.
You're a coon.
Yes, I'm not going to be one of those pussy channels that bleeps this out. YouTube haven't quite got me in their algorithms yet, I think, so I think I can still get away with it. But what she just did was threaten him. She said it wasn't a threat, it was a promise, which to me goes beyond a threat. And then at the end of that threat to beat him up outside, she calls him a racial slur. So it appears that Black Lives Matter Oxford, which is home of one of the best universities, apparently, in Britain, has developed this young woman's mind into threatening people who disagree with her, bring forward emotional arguments straight from the gate, and then hurl racial slurs at people for God knows what reason, really. She'll have a bit more of a look of her absolute massive-brained intellectual skills in debating. I think we should.
Dude, what? What do you mean? Because I'm a girl, you think I'm gonna fuck you up?
Come on, man.
Because I'm a girl.
We're here to
You're here to drive this side out to make it look like all black people are ignorant. Yeah, I'm angry right now because of what's going on. It's made me angry, yes. Just like when he was angry when he thought that his town was being destructed, his city's statues were going down. I'm angry too.
Perfectly reasonable woman, if you ask me. Says I'm angry, gets incredibly offended at being called a dude, even though that seems to be gender neutral at this point. Continues to threaten to beat this black guy up. Says that she is an angry woman, and for some reason tries to accuse him of saying that he's trying to bring out the angry, ignorant black stereotype. Whereas I'm of the opinion that that is not what he is doing. I think he is just trying to bring forward his points in this argument. And I don't think anyone can help if she is playing into the stereotype.
Of course you're angry.
Yeah, so why are you calling me dude? What does the dude mean?
And you also
what does the dude mean?
You don't believe stats and facts
What does the dude mean?
It's recorded. So
what does the dude mean? What does the dude mean?
Do you know, I'll be honest.
How am I? You're what we're dealing with.
Yeah.
We're what you are. What we're dealing with.
Overly emotional, angry, quick to violence.
Are you calling a black woman angry?
Incredible scenes. Absolutely incredible scenes. Full on in the intellectual debate. The guy has just ruined her, basically. Absolutely ruined her. He has accused her of exactly what she is doing. He has said she is an angry woman, which she said before. He said she is quick to violence, which the first thing she basically did was threaten to beat him up outside. And he has also said she clearly doesn't care about facts, because when he started bringing up the fact that kneeling on a neck is a tactical move for police all over the world, she said, shut up. And then she has the audacity, literally after 10 seconds ago saying I'm an angry black woman, she turns around and says, oh, you're saying I'm an angry black woman. I think the sooner you realise that you can't win with these people because they are beyond dishonest, the quicker we will realise that the best way to beat them is to basically ignore them and treat them as they deserve to be treated, which is basically as ignorant children. But thank you very much, Oxford University. You have made an absolute arse of yourself with this woman.
You're a coon.
Oh,
You don't need to be in this conversation. You don't need to be in this conversation.
you should be able.
How can I racially abuse this man? Can someone give this brother some knowledge? How can I racially abuse him?
I'm at a loss for words. If you ever need a single human being to show you exactly what people are being taught at the highest end of unis, just show this woman. It's absolute doublethink. Oh, I'm calling him racial slurs. Oh, how can I racially abuse him? Show him some knowledge. You don't mean knowledge. You mean indoctrination. You have been indoctrinated to think that you can do no wrong. You have been indoctrinated to think that for some reason, the only way that you can get your utopia is through revolution. And for some goddamn reason, you probably think that capitalism is the root of all evil, despite the fact that we probably have one of the most virtuous societies known to man within the capitalist countries of the West. This is not me saying they are perfect, by the way. A lot can be improved. But you get the idea. It appears that Oxford University has managed to make an overgrown and emotionally stunted child who thinks that because she is angry, she is correct, thinks she can completely ignore facts, and thinks that even though she's a woman, she can beat the shit out of a massive black guy. Brainwashed to the point that I don't even think she can be reasoned with, which is a damn shame, because she probably could have been educated to be someone rather more clever who could actually be productive in this world. Alas, that seems to have been dragged out of her reach. That's not the end of this woman, no. Tommy Robinson actually managed to get footage of one of her speeches while she was in London, I believe, so we may as well go through that too. Of course, links to all these videos in the description. But let's get into this one.
Racism thrives on capitalism. The back of racism is capitalism.
Famously, we never had a racist incident anywhere in the world before capitalism was brought to fruition. Famously, no socialist ever was ever a racist. Karl Marx, never a racist. Che Guevara never said anything bad about black people. Stalin, oh, you better believe that he believed in racial equality. But I can go on and on. Point is, she's an idiot.
And they say about education, we need a black militia.
Whoa, wait, what?
And they say about education, we need a black militia.
How the hell do you get education to people by making a black militia, or any militia for that matter? What, you're going to force people at gunpoint to read about how horrible slavery was and nothing else? I think what you mean to say is we need indoctrination and we need a military force behind it that is Pan-African. Well, guess what, sunshine? That's not going to fly in the United Kingdom.
I ain't scared of no terrorist group. The police is no different from the KKK. They stand around and protect statues and buildings instead of people. They need to join the local council and start to litter pick too.
They stand around protecting statues? Did you see what happened to Colston? They took a tactical move, quote unquote, to not protect the statue. And when was it ever the KKK's position to protect any statue? I don't think the KKK went around saying we need to protect our statues from black militias. If anyone can find me of any KKK member coinciding with any police force in the UK, please send it me because I will be incredibly impressed. But it is true that the police are very selective on which people they protect. They'll protect people who tear down statues, but they won't protect people in Rotherham, will they?
When I say if they have a pepper spray, we have our own too. They have smokes, we have it too. Come together, put your fist in the air. Black power!
You know when Tim Pool says that there's going to be a civil war in the US? Things like this, they really make me think that we're going to have our own civil war in the UK. The thing is, if these retards from Oxford, who think that any sort of emotional reaction is in any way a valid argument, if these people think that they are going to win a civil war, I think they'll be sorely mistaken. People who virtue signal will not want a war, and they will not fight either side of that war. And as soon as you start these black militias, and if they ever get guns like the Black Panthers in the US, you can be sure as shit that the average normie who says Black Lives Matter on their Facebook page will ignore you at the worst, but they'll actually turn against you at best. So if you're going to overplay your hand, overplay it soon, because I want this over and done with. You are mental.
Don't ever be scared to say it doesn't mean that you hate another race, and anybody that said that you hate them, they too have hidden racism because they're scared of your blackness. Black is beautiful, black is evident. And when I say free Palestine, do you know a guy called Cecil Rhodes? He created the Glenn Grey Law in South Africa. What is happening in Palestine and in Yemen is the Glenn Grey Law being recreated.
I have never seen a switcheroo of topics so fast. She went from black power and black is beautiful straight to we need to protect Palestine. It's like they're after a wider target than just the West. All I can say is no wonder Labour activists are massively on the side of Black Lives Matter. They seem to have infected them with the anti-Israeli pro-Palestine shit. Absolutely incredible. Please stay on point.
Just like the SOS law, the stop and search, prevent policy is a racist policy.
Hasn't Prevent been investigating white people more than black and brown people? In fact, quickly looking up the stat sheet shows that quote-unquote far-right terrorists have been referred to Prevent 45% of the time, while Islamists have been referred to about 44% of the time. So it's about equal. But of course, let's not facts get in the way of this emotional tirade of yours.
British value does not exist because it took its values from all around the world.
Yes, and Africa got its infrastructure from the UK as well. Does that mean that we have to take our infrastructure back? Does this mean that India should stop its tea industry since it came from China? Does this mean every whitey in America should be kicked out and put back in their ancestral homes because they're not really American? Does this mean that you should be kicked out of Britain since you have African ancestry? If the answer to any of those is no from you, then please stop talking about that bullshit. And please, you clearly don't know what a British value is. If you think the value of common law came from anywhere but Britain, then you are dull in the head.
Don't be scared to say free Palestine. Don't be afraid to say free West Papua. Don't be afraid to say free Yemen. You're not anti-Semitic. Don't let no Jewish man create a way to be unheard.
What the fuck? How the hell has she hopped from white men are evil, Britain doesn't exist, to don't listen to the Jewish man who's trying to silence you? This is a tirade of retardation. What the fuck is your point? I literally have whiplash from the speed from which you hop from point to point.
To make you unheard. Silence is violence. If we keep silent, we are also a part of that oppression.
I thought words were violence. What isn't violence at this point? 4 years ago, I was told that literally saying the certain word you said before to a black man is violence. But apparently when you do it, you can't racially abuse people. And now you're turning around to me and saying that being silent is violent. I mean, what the fuck are you even saying? Can you even expand on any of this? Or is this just got to be indoctrination 101?
I refuse to let nobody put a gag on me. That's why I don't connect to no political party. We need our own political party.
Bitch, momentum of sharing your posts. Don't give me this shit that you are not some part of a political party. You are obviously coinciding with Labour, you lying bitch.
Because we have David Lammy's tokenistic. We have Sadiq Khan is tokenistic. Priti Patel, tokenistic.
Bitch, David Lammy has the same talking points as you.
We've had so many inquiries. We've had the Grenfell inquiry, the Windrush inquiry, the Macpherson inquiry, the COVID inquiry.
And the only way that they can prove it's racist is by fucking about with stats. Stop this bullshit.
Fuck them. They know they're racist. Get ready to fight them. If they don't bring peace, they know what's going to happen. Race war! One solution!
Revolution!
One solution!
Revolution!
Oh, this country's so fucked. If you haven't taken the time, do go in the link in the description and watch that Tommy Robinson video. He demolishes her a lot better than I have, but I am trying to cover her as a whole, because I need to let people know that this is the leader of Black Lives Matter Oxford. This is what your leader is saying. This, as far as I'm concerned, is what Black Lives Matter stands for. And so it just needs to all be collected in one place and shown, hey, this is what your leader thinks. This is why I'm against you, because I'm against what this woman says. Believe it or not, I am against calling a black man racial slurs because I disagree with him. But I am not adverse to calling this woman a bitch because she is an idiot, and a dangerous idiot at that. She wants a literal war in the UK. And I wish that was everything I had to say about it, but she managed to get in the newspaper Socialist Party, formerly Militant. This newspaper used to be called The Militant. But this has a little section about what she has had to say about the mass protest eruption for Black Lives Matter. So let's read through it. Oxford, we have to dismantle the system. We spoke to a young organiser of the Oxford protest. Why do you think so many people have come? The younger generation want change. We don't want a system that doesn't serve equality, sense of solidarity and the unity of the working class. Well, that's what they say they want, but really that's what the university has told them they want. What are your aims? To have representation in our schools of our history that all children should learn. They want to indoctrinate kids to say that Britain is the worst thing to happen to black people. I'm fed up with the oppression and the working class feels the same. Do they? Where's your evidence for that? We have to challenge all injustice. What, by creating a fucking civil war? We won't accept lip service from the councillors and the police who say they support us, but who stop young black men and strip them to their pants in the street. That's not what they do. That's not how a search works. If you're going to strip search them, you take them back to the police station, and that's only usually if they're carrying drugs. Because believe it or not a lot of criminals are dumb enough to hide a knife up their arse. And finally, how do you see the protest developing? We have to start our own system. As the working class, we are working to survive. We have to dismantle the system to get equality. Are you fucking kidding me? You think you're the working class? Imagine being so bourgeois that you manage to fucking get to Oxford, you dress in fake military fatigues like she does, you have the actual time to not have to work and go out there and tell us that our system is racist. You have the audacity to say that our values don't exist because some have been influenced from elsewhere. You have the audacity to say that you cannot racially abuse a black man even though you called him a racial slur, and then you have the audacity to say that you speak for the working class. No, you speak for the middle class, Oxford, indoctrinated retards that we have to deal with in this country. And I'm very glad you exist, actually, because you are the pinnacle proof that I need to show that Black Lives Matter is a mental organisation and seems to genuinely want to make a civil war in every country it is active in. So thank you very much for that, but I could go on a rant for ages, but honestly, this stuff is saved for my streams at the weekends. So that's everything I had for you. So if you haven't already, please go to the links in the description. Please give to AA. He's a good boy. What is happening to him is absolutely not deserved. Please watch Tommy Robinson. He is also someone who has clearly been facing injustices in his past. And of course, join Parler and look at my links in the description. Follow me through there. But as I said, that's everything I had for you. So, as usual, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.